Hey, how's it going? Today is Thursday, and there's important thing that I need to do. So I might as well perhaps share some information with us while I'm doing it. I'm going to be looking for sort of location, I guess, or for a center. That will be technology center. Briefly, I have touched on that previously, where they have large networks of those centers, but that might not be enough. There's people not responding to emails, right? So I need to find way more of those. It might be coming into this the way how I would like to approach it. That would be based on perhaps population and how much people there might be dispersed across UK. So the more people are within that particular area, the better that might be to find center, right? So that's a metric that I'm going to be using, right? So a number of people within that area, right? Then I would be looking perhaps for universities or colleges, right? And or investment within that area. That would be number two, most likely. Investment and what that investment is going to a particular area, right? I know that there's in some areas might be more geared towards engineering. Some of those areas might be geared towards perhaps different type of jobs, right? The different centers might be focusing on different problems, right? But perhaps let's start with the first one, and we can work from there. I'm gonna be taking a look at and trying to understand what the center is about. That would be the Bradfield Center. Let's delve a little bit deeper and try to understand what the center has to offer. Myself, I don't know yet if I want to do anything, right? So I haven't made a decision, right? If anything, I'm trying to understand what the process might look like, right? So opportunities have that. So depending on what I'm actually looking for. So if we have a building, right? Okay. The problem is, so this is where the problem starts, right? I prefer to operate with the minimal expenses as possible. I prefer to do that. But for whatever reason, some people cannot do. So if I would hire a person and a person cannot work, so you need to find the working space for that person. So that's a problem. I prefer the person, if he can, would to do all the work from home. If What I care to get the work done. It's the only thing that I care coming into this, right? So if he cannot work, perhaps he doesn't have, I don't know, the place to work, right? Depending on what kind of job. So that's, I guess, where I am, right? If I need to take a look and or understand what options are, and if there are any options, what the prices, right? Ideally, if the prices are anywhere, anything, I prefer it if I can. Do not pay anything for perhaps 6 months if that's an option. I don't know if people with those centers are happy about this kind of attitude coming into this, right? Well, I'm not supported by any of those centers, but that's my mindset coming into this. And I have taken a look at a startup support within the center, right? We have comprehensive roster of partners, organizations that can help you scale your business, providing free support and advice across the critical areas of your startups, including technology, investment, pitching, okay, company structure, talent, go-to market, going international, accounting, marketing, and communications, and insurance. So there might be some options there. I'm looking to operate without no capital investment. I don't know if it's possible. That's what I'm looking to do. Before going deeper with what free support or advice they have available, perhaps that would be just initial conference call or so, right? Why myself or others would even consider a center, right? Perhaps it's just because location of know-how and perhaps people within the area. But it might be very expensive. I don't know, but to live there in areas like Cambridge, it might be very expensive. But if anything, I'll reach out and see what the process can look like, right? And it seems that they have, or they might have a lot of perhaps graded education facilities and or skills. So that would be a people. within that particular area. But again, what kind of problem and what kind of project on myself I would be managing, and what kind of people I would need to have, and or if facilities would be required within that project, right? Just I'll briefly can touch on those. That would be entrepreneurship center, but that might be within the university. Then they have the tech educators, okay, inspire ignite. So there might be some different programs that again, it might be a great program, right? So there's what I'm saying, there's a number of different options there for people who are interested. But if you can, try to operate with no capital investment, right? Otherwise you might get yourself down the line in trouble, right? It can be very expensive within the operating or having facilities, other than having access to those facilities, but actually renting and entering any agreements, I would say it might be too much of the investment. What I'm looking for is brochure, right? So we do have that. So good. So if anything, I'm looking to understand a little bit better of prices, and I need to understand if there would be an option, or perhaps they might be able to offer me uh, bespoke services, right? That's what I'm looking for. I'm not looking to enter in any agreements other than perhaps having access to different facilities for limited time, and if that would be something that they themselves would consider, I don't know. I'll just make an offer, perhaps. If they might be interested, most likely they might be busy doing other things, right? But in this particular case, I'll make an offer and I'll progress and perhaps looking for another center, right? Yourself, if you're interested in learning more, I have published a book where I'm taking a look at livestock enterprise and everything what you yourself you would need to know about starting your own first business and operating it. What would be required of many people entering this world of business? Everyone would begin with zero or then operating business, and we're setting up financial milestones, and from there progressing the first $10,000 euros pounds, and how yourself you can potentially achieve that while operating and running sustainable business. So that would be very important for many people out there. Perhaps when you are taking a look at your expenses and where some of those expenses are going every month, you might consider or alternatives out there, and how you can potentially start and operate or reduce your expenses, and then surplus perhaps sell it back to the community. You can find it in QR code in the corner company's website below. The way how I'm coming into this, instead of perhaps reallocating some of the operational cost back into business, investing in perhaps different areas, perhaps expertise, or even if paying to talent, right? Myself, I would need to make sure that the person, when he comes to work, he has a place to work, right? That's additional expenses, right? As well as if the person cannot work from home, right? I need to make sure there is a place for him, right? So perhaps, and let's review some of that, and might be an options there. Some of the opportunities up there, that would be a virtual office, home flexi, dedicated desk. So there's a number of options there, as well as private office, meeting rooms for hire, right? And there might be some memberships and how they, as we speak, they might structure some of those contracts, right? Myself, I'm interested if they would complete a different offer, right? But I will need to get in touch and see if they might be interested in working together. I haven't approached any of the talent, but perhaps if some of that talent cannot work from home, then that's where I might find myself in to increase my operational costs, right? Well, perhaps it's a good place. I don't know. I don't know. So for people who are interested, there might be great opportunities there. Haven't done anything with this organization. There might be great organization, right? Myself would reach out and perhaps like to receive an offer with a price and what the price would be, and if they can give me something for free without commitment, right? That's something I'll be looking for, perhaps 6 months without commitment, if they might be interested. And from there, if I'm see if this relationship going forward, I guess then I might consider to begin paying. That's my mindset coming into this, right? If anything, I'm building some interest with this organization. That's a problem, I guess. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next one.